as promised, the key pouch in small. I used it exclusively for 1 month. The month is over. It's empty. That should probably tell you something right now. I used it exclusively for 1 month and I found its place in my collection. I found its place in my rotation, but I just want to kind of explain how it worked, how it didn't work, and like what I'm actually using it for. So when this key pouch first came out, I think everyone was commenting how it really was roughly the same size as the mini pochette, only thinner and smaller, which gave people the idea that this would be a good catch-all bag in place of the mini pochette. It's cheaper, it has, you know, the same size basically, it goes into mini bags, like this was going to be perfect. And then you saw all of us loading this up with what could fit in here. But admittedly, it doesn't hold as much as the mini pochette. So because of that, when I used this pouch, I needed to carry a supplemental pouch of almost exactly the same size along with it. Which, guys, that kind of defeats the purpose because these two together were pretty much the same size as this one on its own, except I was picking up 2 things instead of 1 thing. Now, I understand that this can then be made into like longer and thinner. Totally fine. So first, I don't know if my catch-all items are, you know, even resemble what yours are. So I'm just kind of going to go through this and share with you what I consider to be essential items. And these can kind of change from time to time, but it's not like lipsticks, it's not hand sanitizer, it's stuff that really can't be rolling around in the bottom of my bag. So this teeny Charlotte Tilbury powder, some coupons and paperwork for my dad. This is a great place to keep paperwork, which was one of the big problems that I had. I've got 2 Rhode lip liners. I have some feminine products and these little clear, just in case I have change or something that goes in there. I have a shout wipe, just one. I have more paperwork for my dad. A bunch of Band-Aids, because my child gets hurt a lot. An eyeliner, a hair tie attached to my very slim glasses for reading, a car wash coupon, eye drops, a powder puff, brows and another eyeliner, perfume, another hair tie, just in case, more eye drops, my migraine medicine, they're cut in half in here and they're kept safe, more perfume and eye drops, a ring that my daughter lost yesterday, another hair tie, Dramamine for car trip, she gets car sick. Ooh, another eye drop, another perfume, and another ring. Okay, so rings aside, so admittedly, like you're going, well, maybe you don't need all of that stuff, but you can understand this can't sit in the bottom of my bag. It's just not. I don't want to keep something like this in the bottom of my bag. I want to keep all of this stuff together. So the mini pochette is a hybrid medication, emergency / makeup bag. So the way I had this broken down was I was keeping the emergency stuff in here and the makeup stuff in here. The problem with this one, not this one because it's very pliable, was that I couldn't open it as wide, and to get to the stuff at the very bottom, it became difficult. It became more difficult to get the glasses in and out, right? They would get caught. If she needed a Band-Aid, it was more difficult to get it in and out. And so people were asking for things and I just couldn't quite grab them fast enough, and it was becoming a bit of a frustration for me. And so at the same time, I was carrying like a bunch of cash with me for some reason. And I thought, I should really get a wallet. I should really get a wallet. I should really get a wallet. I've had the Victorine wallet. It's too chunky. I've had the Zoe wallet. It's really chunky. I have the Rosalie coin purse. I never pick it up. I never use it because I don't like the flat. I don't know. I'm weird, okay? So somewhere in the back of my head, I was like, wait a second. What if I use this as my wallet when I need to carry cash, and then I use this as my catch-all with all of these things? And that made me happy. That's how I worked things out. Now, I don't have a lot of cards right now. I have a card holder simply because, okay, honestly, I don't even know why, but if I were to take my cards out without showing you any kind of personal information at all whatsoever, they fit very nicely in here. And I can, when I open this, it has the little card pouch at the top. Again, we're just gonna take out my cards, but it has this little card pouch at the top where you can take a card and just place it in there, and it's got that easy access card. So I was like, maybe someone was thinking wallet. Additionally, my keys, which could definitely like go on a diet for sure. My keys fit. I do not have a push to start car. We've been over this. I have a really old car, right? So my keys will fit in here with my cards. So I have all my cards in that top pocket, my cash down here, and my keys, and it fits. So in the end, this is what I ended up using it for. It's an actual like wallet. Do I always keep my keys on there? No, definitely not while I'm at school. I don't want my wallet and my keys to be attached because I just throw my keys in my pocket. But I'm actually using it as a key holder / what you could throw change in here. It's so much easier to use than the small version of this, and you can just pay for things. It is a dream. It is a dream wallet. Matter of fact, it is such a dream wallet. I'm gonna put my papers that I need in here, and then literally I'm gonna go back to using this as a wallet right now because that's how great it is. So card holder, again, if you've got cash, it's very limited, but this is just perfect. This is a perfect wallet for me. It is slim, it's pliable, and when I need to pay for something, I can look at all of the bills and be like, oh, here's a 10, let's pay. Change, just dump it on in and deal with it later, because that's kind of my method on everything. Now, by doing that, do I make it so that I'm taking up more room and I have to use a larger bag? Well, yeah, you know, yeah, absolutely. This would be for my larger bags, but it works for me. That's the way it works for me. And it's not the way I intended it. I really thought, could I still use it as like a catch-all for small bags? Sure. But honestly, I don't have any bags that the mini pochette doesn't fit in. So that's just not my style. Whatever, I know there's like the Jacquemus bag. There's so many bags that are like super teeny tiny that people love, but it's not for me. It's just not my style. Okay, we're just gonna have to go with it's not my style. And so when I have both of these, see, my glasses just fit so easily on the top here. When I have both of these together, it's just the perfect combination. We're doing an assembly program in like 2 weeks at our school called Every 15 Minutes. If you're familiar with it, it's in conjunction between Mothers Against Drunk Driving and the CHP, California Highway Patrol, and it simulates a car crash. And I'm gonna have to run around. I'm gonna have to have my camera. I have to walk around with the Grim Reaper. Like, there's gonna be a lot going on. So that would be a day where I would attach my keys to this and make sure that I had a lip gloss in here as well, because I'm not gonna have access to any of my stuff. I don't really wanna carry my bag with me all day around campus, and this is just gonna be the perfect everywhere companion. So that's how I ended up using it. I'm really interested to see, now that it's out, it's been out for a while, all the hype has kind of died down. How do people use it? Did it become a wallet for a lot of people? Am I the only one that it became a wallet for? Or did it become a catch-all? Like, because it is that weird in-between between the little key pouch and the mini pochette. And, you know, potentially if you had less stuff than I do that you have to carry, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. So I would be really interested to hear like how people are using it. But for me personally, this became the most functional way to use this piece, and I love it. It's great, especially right now with people handing me things for my dad, cards and prescriptions. Like they physically will hand me things, and it's like, where do I put this? And so this is the perfect little place to put things. So if I were gonna choose between the two, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm still gonna choose this one, hands down. I love this thing. It is so much more functional. Just, you know, could I walk around with like this hanging off my wrist and have my keys inside? Absolutely, of course. Like I don't see that this is, I could use this as a mini bag. I can't really use this as a mini bag. I can use this as a wallet, I can use this as a catch-all, I can use it for my keys. But I could use this as a wallet, a catch-all, keys, or a bag. So I feel I can even add an additional strap to this. So I do feel like this one is way more functional. Not way, but if I was gonna choose one, I'm gonna choose this one over this one. Another thing that happened with this one, the more I filled it, the chunkier it got. So it would take up a little bit more space. And that was one of my big problems with the Chanel O case. One of the reasons that I sold the one that I had was because it got too chunky. And so I was just like, ugh, I don't really want that. But as a wallet, it's great. And as a wallet, it just adds that extra functionality. The bag that I'm using today, I might as well showcase that because we're doing a week in bags this week. This is the Gucci, I forgot what they call it. It's been retired now, they don't have it. And I have my little Labubu here on the side. And so for a bag like this, sometimes, did I just show you okay, hopefully I didn't just show you my address there. I have a piece of mail in the front. For a bag like this, let's just take the mail out just to put it where, you know, you do have a lot of extra room in this bag. I think that this is great. This is a great example of just, I love this. I love this bag, and I like the functionality of these two pouches in there. I think it's, I don't know that I have too many bags where both pouches won't fit anyway. So that's how I'm using it. That's sort of what I'm using it for. And I'm really excited to be able to share that with you because there's the hype of like, this is what can fit, this is what can fit, this is what can fit. But until you actually use something, it's, who cares what can fit? No, I mean, I get it. I do kind of care. But like in the end, it's a very personal thing. Like if you're gonna spend X amount of money on something, you need to make sure that it's functional for your life. And for a moment there, I was getting a little frustrated. I was like, oh, I really want to use this item, but it's not being functional in my life. And now that I've found a home for it, I found a place for it, I'm so excited because it's making my life a little bit easier here. So next week we're doing a week in bags. I already started today, obviously, here. I have a horribly busy week. It's matter of fact, today, this right here, this is the only thing I'm doing for myself today. Everything else is dedicated to my dad, my daughter, my family, cleaning up the house. Like there's no spare time. This is you were what I chose. YouTube, I chose you. You were my one activity purely for myself today. My dad is just, if you know the story, if you've been following the saga, he's so difficult. He is making my life so difficult. I don't want to say I have an ulcer because I don't know, but I'm really having problems eating. It's not good. I'm having problems like keeping food in my system, or having an appetite at all, because he just has me so stressed out. He's in a nursing home right now, and well, he's in a rehabilitation center, but he's not actually doing rehab because he refuses, because he says he's 86 years old and no one can tell him what to do. But he wants to walk again with no rehab. I don't get it. We're also going to buy a fish today. That's the other thing. We're going to go out right now and we're going to get a fish. We have a bunch of other things to do. So that's my day. You're going to come along. It's just a different video. But I just wanted to share how I'm using this little pouch and how happy I am to have this pouch in my collection. And I would totally pick one up if you can get your hands on one. I think they are sold out on the website. I'm not entirely sure, but I think they are. I think I might do an extra week now that I can't even remember why I had a card holder. I don't know. I wonder if my camera and that pouch fit. I feel like they do. We're gonna find out, right? I don't know that I need everything that I have in here. Anyway, if you want to see realistically my week in bags, please tune back in next week and I will show you, like, for each day what I'm doing. And so yeah, for each day what I'm doing and what bag I am carrying and how that's working out and why I chose that bag for that week. That's it. That's all I've got for you. So have a great week. God bless you. And I will see you next Sunday.